Have you ever read an Amazon review and thought why I should go into reading all the reviews and make the conclusion about the product? What if there was someone who will go through all the review and give you final conclusion? Well, today we are going to make that literally true. We are fine-tuning a T5 transformer model to generate realistic software review based on the database of reviews given by the real humans to a specific product, and that too from scratch. Want a 5-star reviewed product or a salty 1-star ranked product? We are coding it today. So firstly we will install some dependencies, and then we have a dataset library which is by Hugging Face that allows us to download and manage massive amounts of data without crashing our computer memory. We also have the transformer library, the core library for NLP. It provides the T5 architecture and the trainer class which handles the heavy lifting of the math during learning. So moving forward, first we need data. But here's a fun fact. Amazon actually retired their legendary Amazon US reviews dataset recently. It used to be the gold standard for NLP. But don't panic. We are using the brand new dataset. This is the beast. It spans nearly 30 years of data from 1996 to 2023 and contains over 570 million reviews. We are zooming in on the software category. Let's look at the logic. We are using the T5 model that stands for text to text transfer transformer. Unlike models that just predict the next word, T5 treats every problem as a text to text task. First, we will merge. We join our metadata, the product title, with the actual review. Then we do a cleanup. We only take verified purchases and review longer than 100 character. We want the pro reviewers, not the great product bots. The stratify, we ensure we have a mix of star rating. If we only gave the AI 5-star reviews, it would become a toxic optimist. We want it to know how to be grumpy too. So firstly we do a data acquisition and cleaning. So here the challenge is Amazon's original dataset was taken down. We are using this specific version of dataset. So we load two separate files, one with product titles and one with the review text. We merge them so the model knows which title goes with which review. And over here we only keep reviews that are verified purchases and longer than 100 characters. This filters out low quality, low effort reviews like good or okay. Here is an overview of dataset. Class and code column. This converts the star rating into internal categories. This is crucial for stratification, ensuring our training set has a fair mix of 1-star, 3-star and 5-star reviews. Then we split the dataset into train and test dataset. And here we are using the T5 base model and initializing its tokenizer. And this function ensure preprocessing and tokenization. So firstly we create a prompt. As T5 is a text to text model, we give it a command. For example, this review which will have some product title, star ratings, and then end it with a star. We do it for all the product titles and the star ratings. And then we get a response from the review body and tag it with the response. Then we have input and the output. Input as the prompt and targets as the response. So we are tokenizing it. We using a tokenizer because computers don't read words, they read numbers. The tokenizer breaks sentences into tokens, that is the ID numbers. Look at this line of code. We are setting our padding token to -100. Fun fact over here is why -100? In the word of PyTorch and transformers, -100 is the magic number that tells the loss function, ignore this part. If we did not do this, the AI would try to learn how to generate empty spaces, that is the padding, which is a total waste of brain power. So the minus 100 is a trick implemented during the training. We don't want the model to be graded on how well it predicts empty spaces, that is the padding. Rather, setting padding to minus 100 tells the model's loss function to ignore those specific numbers. Here we are using a data collator because data collators are essential components in machine learning workflows, particularly in natural language processing, that is NLP, and computer vision that assemble individual data sample into a batch for efficient model training. Ensure data is properly formatted and processed before being fed into a model. So here we are using a data collator with padding, that is a dynamic padding, handle variable length sequence, example text inputs, by padding them to the same length with a batch, enabling efficient parallel processing. So this class dynamically pads inputs and labels to the longest sequence in a batch. And next we are initializing the model object, and we are specifying the place where we need to store the trained model after training, where that model should be stored, that is specified over here. And we have some training arguments where we set the epochs to 3. By setting epochs to 3, which makes sure the model will look at the entire dataset 3 times. We are setting batch size to 12 so that the model processes 12 reviews at a time before updating its internal knowledge. And we are putting all the configuration at one place, that is specifying the model training argument that we have specified this configuration and putting it over here. Here we set the training data set and the data collator. Then we initialize our training. The loss function is getting reduced as we go training it. If we see, initially the loss function was 3.5, which got reduced to 3.17. Then we save the trained model and we take the saved model, initialize it, and we are ready to go to generate the response. We have trained it for 3 epochs on 1 lakh samples. Let's see what it generates. So we have defined this function so that we can use this function to generate our response. So firstly, we take the prompt, that is the input text, and tokenize it. So after that, we do model generate. This is where the magic happens, which will generate our text. We are setting the numbeams to 6, which tells the model, instead of just picking the single most likely next word, the model should explore top 6 most likely paths for a sentence that picks the best one. And this specific argument prevents the AI from getting stuck in a loop. Example like very, 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 very good. If it sees a 3-word sentences it already used, it's forced to pick different word. And to get a random product, our code pick a random product each time, and we provide a prompt as the product title and how many rating it has, and model gives us the response based on the product we asked and the reviews it has. Here we tell the model to generate the review for the specific product with the specific stars or the reviews that it has got. It learned that 2-star reviews complain while 5-star reviews talk about seamless feature. Before you go, fun fact number 3. The T5 model was originally trained on the C5 dataset, which is literally a 750 GB clean version of the entire internet. So when you fine tune it on Amazon reviews, you are taking a model that has read the whole web and giving it a PhD in shopping complaints. The code is in the description. Go build your own review bot, but please use your power for good, not for spamming your friends' indie game page. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Transformers, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to like and share. Till then, see you later, alligator.